Okay guys, this video is going to be a little bit different. I am going to give you a key support and resistance level. So if price pushes up, and give you an ideal point to short. If price drops, ideal point to long. I'm going to cover a few charts. I'm going to show you, yes, there's a point where I'm going to double down on my short. I plan on turning $6,000 into $100,000. I'm going to show you why this is the case. I'm going to show you long term what I'm expecting to play out. This is kind of a recap of some previous videos. And also, just some straight talk to clear the air. So I'm not trying to trick people. I'm trying to help you navigate this market. Now, I called, a sucker's rally. We pumped. And I called a point to go in a heavy short. And yes, we did push above that point, but we actually got rejected there. Some people, most people that follow me play with leverage, all right? That's how they trade. They want an entry with leverage to long and short. And I give those points, and that point played out exactly. Yes, we pushed above that point. I did not expect us to, so I got that wrong. But overall, as far as I'm concerned, the trajectory is still down. So I'm going to cover all of this, guys, and just show you what I'm expecting. And again, the most important point, when we get down to that target, I am going to double down on my short. And I'll show you my current trade as well. So it was this video here. This was right here 1 month ago. So my 2023 Bitcoin price prediction, and I was telling you guys when we cross this ring to expect a sucker's rally. We were at $16,000, and once we cross this ring, expect a pump up to this line. This is line I said was the guideline. This is where I said to go in a heavy short, which I did and others did. This is that chart, all right? This is published on December 26, 2022. You can see what happened. We crossed that and we pushed up. That was what I was expecting, and it played out. Now I put up a video, and this I was very confident we would not get above this point. It says my Bitcoin short. This will be a once in a lifetime trade. It said when we pushed up to this line, based on all of these previous lines, we would get rejected here and come down. That made sense based on this chart. And yes, we did push above this. Keep in mind, guys, there are a lot of companies, in the crypto sphere that are desperate to keep the price as high as possible, because the lower it goes, the more these companies become insolvent. These wells and institutions need to keep the price as high as possible. At some point, it will no longer be sustainable and it will come down. And I mentioned before, and I'm going to show you my trade, we pushed above this point by what, maybe 12, 13%. I was down, I was at a loss of around $11,500. Imagine what my trade is going to be when we come down to the target I'm expecting to hit. That's what I'm saying. When I'm saying I'm going to turn $6,000 to $100,000, I'm going to show you how and why. So just to show you, people said, oh, you got it wrong, do the opposite of what this guy says, and you'll make money. I was not wrong. I mean, let's look at it this way. If you use leverage, all right, because I played this, everybody else in Discord played this, some of you might have played this, to follow me on YouTube, but it did play out. If you'll notice, when price is pushing up, we'd already crossed the ring, price is pushing up. Said this white line was a guideline. When you hit this point, too short. Well, if you'll notice, all we had were white candles up until the point we hit that line and got rejected. So keep in mind, I shorted here, everybody else shorted here, right? We got a rejection here. When we came down to this point, I was almost $4,000 in profit. I could have taken my profit. A lot of people did. Some people decided to put their stop just below their entry, so when price pushed back up, they broke even or just made a small profit. Some people, like myself, decided to stay in. I had my stop loss high enough to where if I got stopped out, I would lose around $2,500. I decided not to lose that $2,500 because I expected this to come right back down. Now, I will apologize to those that if you're not using leverage and you're hodling and you bought down here where I said too long, and then you sold here, well, that's a different story, guys. I mean, markets are going to do what markets going to do. If the wells want to push price up, they're going to push price up. But we did get rejected at this point. We came down. I stayed in, and now I'm at a loss. Other people took profit. But white candle after white candle after white candle until we hit this point, and we got rejected. The chart worked, but for some reason, they needed to push the price higher. That's what they did. I said it was a sucker's rally. Sucker's rally went higher than I expected. As you can see here, I am still in my short. I am at a $6,275 loss currently. I am holding this short to show you that I believe 100% my analysis is correct. We are coming down, and we get to a certain point, I'm going to double down on my short. So again, I'm at a loss now, but I know soon I will be in profit. I'm going to double down, and I will turn $6,000. Right now it's a $3,000 at 30x, down $6,000. when I get down to break even, I'm going to double that, so it's going to be $6,000 at 30x, and I'll show you that target where we're going to be heading soon. And by the way, guys, if you want to sign up for BitGet, my link's pinned in the first comment description. And guys, look into getting a VPN to protect your identity. I use NordVPN. All you do is you just click on one of these places, like down here if you want to be in Colombia, or if you want to be in Iceland, you just click right here. Now your IP address is in that location. So look into protecting your identity, guys. But if you do want to sign up for BitGet, my link's pinned in the first comment description. So this was a post I made in Discord, and again, I'm going to show you, patterns can only take you so far. I came up with a method to find tops that no one else can find because these charts are set up a certain way, so when we get to that point, we know where we will top out. This is a post I made, and I was talking about the C1BG chart. So look, if we push up in next resistance, this is just basically a trend line that was support. But this line right here is actually a fib channel line that's been here for a long, long time. I was talking about the G1 chart and this H1 chart, but mainly the C1BG chart you can see here. And look what happened. We came up, and we did wick above it. You see the meat of the candle is right below this line, this fib line that's been here for a long time. So this gave us a point to short. And that's why I said this is your next key resistance if you want to put in a short. Obviously, we pushed above it a bit. Guys, that's going to happen. That's why you practice risk management. But we hit that point, and we got rejected. Then I made another post in Discord about this line. This was our support. So once we break this, it was right here. I was saying the fight is on between G1 and C1BG. So your current resistance to short 23,427, right? And once you break 23,310, we're going to be dropping. And that is what happened. You can see we came up and we got rejected right here. You can see how this is, I'm going to give you this resistance level, but you see we hit this 1, 2, 3 times. We got rejected here. We came down. I can tell you right now, if we drop further, this is the next point you're going to long. Whenever you make contact, you can clearly see, look, all of this resistance, 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 resistance. As soon as we pushed above it, we shot straight up. So we know that if we drop, this is the next point you long. And we also know if we push up, this is the next point you short. This line right here in this fib channel is our resistance. So if we push up the point you short, depending when you make contact, 23,323. If it's over here, 22,261. So this is where you long. So again, this chart shows you exactly where to long, exactly where to short. Let's go on. This was a more recent post I made in Discord. By the way, guys, if you want to sign up, get access to these live charts and our Discord, the link's pinned in the first comment description. Right here, I was saying, look, if we come down, your next key support is 22,778. This is our previous high right here, and this is a support trend line. And that did play out. We came down and we got a bounce from 22,773 up to 23,064. I entered as a hedge, a long hedge. We pushed up. I set my stop above my entry, made $400 on that hedge long. I didn't take my profit. I got stopped out in profit, and the price came back down. So your point you're watching right now is 22,763. If that breaks, well, I just showed you on this chart where we're headed, 22,368. So these are your current most important key support and resistance levels to pay attention to on the G1 chart. So that covers that. I'll come back and show you some of these key support and resistance levels, but you need to understand the bigger picture of what's playing out here. The DXY, guys, the DXY just broke up from a huge falling wedge. Every time this happens, the markets typically peak, as in the stock market, Bitcoin. The US dollar, as far as I'm concerned, to continue up. Your next major resistance above is around 106.07. All right, that will be the next point to possibly get a rejection. I do think we will push above that point. I'm expecting a lot of upside for the DXY, a lot of downside for the markets. I talked about this chart in the last video. I'll put a link up to that video now if you want to check it out. I made it very clear. I'm expecting a lot of downside for the markets. This chart I published on August 22nd, 2021. I made it very clear. Dow should drop and make contact with next green ring. Have a vertical line here, have an arrow. And you see what happened. We hit it and we came down. And I made it very clear in the last video that this ring is going to send the price down. This is going to be a peak for the stock market. Not just that, all right? That is this chart here. We could be topped out now. We could just continue to move sideways and down. That's why I'm still holding my short at a loss, because I totally 100% believe we are going to be headed down to some much lower targets. This, along with this oil chart, shows me every time we hit a ring, we get rejected. Hit the ring, get rejected. Hit the ring, get rejected. We are below support, all right? testing it as resistance. You can see we're already coming down from this ring. I'm expecting downside for oil, downside for the stock market, which means downside for Bitcoin. So again, I'm trying to help you navigate the market. I'm trying to prepare you for what's coming. A lot of people don't want to believe it. They want to believe that Bitcoin can only go up. Guys, things are really bad, and I'm showing you the charts that 100% show me that we're headed down. And this is the chart, guys. I've shown this chart in previous videos. If you want to go back and watch them, this is the P1 chart that's been dead on accurate. This here is our macro trend line of resistance, all right? So yes, you could catch a bounce here. At some point, I believe we're going to break this. This line right here, guys, I'm not going to zoom out on this chart. If you want to get access to the chart, it's called the P1 chart. This is also for my Discord members as well. As soon as, by the way, this is the guideline, right? This is the point where I said to short. And keep in mind, we all shorted this point, and we dropped around almost 6%. Using $3,000 at 30x, I was around $4,000 in profit. I did not take my profit. I did not set my stop loss just at my entry. I could have done that. That would have been good risk management. But it did play out. It was a white candles, white candles, white candles. When did it stop? When it hit this guideline. All right, so it did play out, but I was wrong in the fact that it continued up. There's a lot of entities at play here that want to keep the price up, but we are topped out. People said that we were going to go up to 25,000 and 30,000. We didn't. We topped out where I said the likely point we would get topped out is around 24K. We have not got above that point, and we're headed down. And the dollar is pushing up. So once we get to this line, this green line right here, once we get below this point, I will be doubling down on my short. And you say, well, how do you know that you're going to turn $6,000, $100,000? Well, I know that when I shorted this guideline here, and we pushed all the way up to this point, I was at a loss of around $11,500. And it's a little over 10%. So when we come back down below this point, I'll be close to my break even, but I know once we're below this point, it's game over for Bitcoin. Once this becomes resistance, we're headed down. So I'm going to double that, go to $6,000 at 30x. And I showed you on this chart here, if I zoom out, the bigger picture where I'm expecting this to go. All right, let me just zoom out completely so you can see this. I'm expecting us to come all the way down to this target. That is one hell of a drop. You can see how insignificant this move is right here. I mean, we pushed above I entered here in my short, we pushed up to what, 24,000 something. I'm talking about a drop coming all the way down here to around $8,000. That is one hell of a drop. That is one hell of a short. I believe that is what's going to play out. And again, I made it very clear. This chart here shows that we are topped out to come down. This chart shows we are topped out for oil to come down. And I just showed you, I mean, this chart was published a long time ago. I made it very clear. When we hit this point, we came down. We did. And I'm showing you one more time, preparing you. We are about to top out and come down. We're going to have an epic drop. And if the stock market and oil is coming down, guys, Bitcoin is going to come down a lot more. That is why I'm holding my short at a loss, to show you, I believe, 100% my analysis. But again, guys, if you do want to sign up for BitGet, my link's pinned in the first comment and description. I will keep you posted on my short and future videos and give you support and resistance levels. And if you do want to get access to these charts, guys, the website is opticalcrypto.com. For $49 a month, get access to Discord, all the Bitcoin altcoin charts, and Twitter. And I have tutorials teaching my method if you want to learn how I create these charts and find these fib circles. But that's it, guys. Until the next video, stay smart. I'm out.